What up, my nerds? I'm Riccardo, the Roleplay Gamer, and I like to party. Welcome to Stellaris. This is something I've tried in the past, but it kind of fell apart just because I feel like I didn't really know what I was doing. But over the past few weeks while I've been away, the only thing I've really played has been Stellaris. I've gotten the opportunity to play a lot of it to the point where I feel kind of confident that I can do a series and I more or less know what I'm doing. Stellaris is one of those games where I feel like the best way to describe it is easy to learn, hard to master. The moment-to-moment gameplay is surprisingly simple, but the underlying strategy of what you can do is very deep, of course. And now that I know more about the game, I love that, because anything I want to do, I know that's easy to do. I just need to know that I can do it. You know what I mean? Anyway, I got plans. Let's get into it. Let's do this. New game. I've actually set up an empire for this already, so we're not going to fumble through like this huge empire creation sort of segment. We're going to get into it relatively quick, but I'm going to edit just for the sake of showing you what we're about here. This is the Slyth Star Imperium. We're starting with these adorable little guys. I had actually intended to start with like a molluscoid sort of tentacle beast, because I saw cuttlefish at the aquarium a couple weeks ago, and they stole my heart. They're beautiful creatures and I love them. We'll talk more about that later. But I stumbled across this guy and I just love the concept of just this adorable, weak looking, creepy, like Yoda-like thing, who's actually like the biggest evil beast in the universe and is enslaving the whole bloody galaxy and whatnot. It's fantastic, so that's what we're going to do. Slyth, of course, being a little bit of a lizard-like crawly pun for Sith, you know how it goes. So you're getting the inspiration of what we're doing here. We've got a humanoid, you know, name pack, because I feel like this is sort of, it's Sith-esque-ish, kind of, and I didn't want to go for the really lizard stuff, which is like really hard to pronounce. Too many X's and Z's for my liking. Alright, so we're highly intelligent, quick learners, weak, you know, we're not going to do the fighting ourselves, as you'll see later, highly charismatic, and decadent, right? So the point of this race is we've got sort of a small amount of highly intelligent, highly charismatic overlords that, you know, enslave other races to do their bidding, to do the dirty work. So they're not going to need to fight themselves. In fact, this is probably a motivation for them, you know, being highly intelligent and enslaving other races is they're weak, you know, they're not good fighters. And we'll get into the, you know, the nitty-gritty sort of strategy of it later once we actually get into the game. Moving on here, you know, the leaders is going to start off as Zia, Imperator Zia. And his heir will be the apprentice, or whatever their name is, and the female version is Imperatress. Why not? Where we prefer Arctic worlds, just because I feel like, I don't know, it's barren, it's shitty, it's unforgiving, like the Slyth themselves. It's beautiful, and their home world is Oxenac. I'm excited. Mammalian City. Here we go, here's the fun stuff. So, authoritarian, militarist, xenophobe. So I initially set up an authoritarian fanatic xenophobe, and I tested the race out a bit, and I'm glad that I did, because apparently if you're a fanatic xenophobe, you are not able to enlighten primitive races, and that's something I actually really love to do, and I want to do with this playthrough. So, you know, I've dropped that down to non-fanatic, and we'll take militarist instead. I'm not sure if we're actually into conquering, you know, by force necessarily, but at least we have that option. Otherwise, the only other thing I would have gone for is maybe materialist or spiritualist, but I feel like it's, you know, it would have fit, but it's less integral to the theme of the Empire, you know. And we are Imperial here, so it's, you know, the one ruler who, when he dies, or rather is slain by his apprentice, then the apprentice takes over. So we've got a police state situation here, which is going to give us a minus 20 to unrest, which is going to be handy considering that most of our work is going to be slaves. And we've got syncretic evolution, which is going to give us 4 pops So 4 little squares of population that are another species that are subservient to us. And the reason I've done this is because it's going to give us a head start on that, you know, enslaving other races sort of thing. I have tested it out mostly with, you know, without that, and just sort of enslaving our own sort of Slyth little guys. You know, I didn't like that. It felt wrong, you know? Even though it was, you know, within the caste system sort of situation, it felt wrong that the overlords wouldn't enslave their own kind. That's not what they're about. So, you know, we've got this starting race that, you know, we don't have to wait so long to enslave people. It's going to be fantastic. Okay, the Slyth Star Imperium. Oh, baby. So we'll just run through this. Energy weapons, warp travel, mammalian ships. Let's do it. So we're going to do a small galaxy. I would like to, you know, sort of beef it up later on and do larger, longer playthroughs, but for the moment, just sort of testing the waters. We'll keep it small because I do want to get to the end of this. Rather, I hate canceling series. So, you know, I'm going to stay strong. And whatever happens, we're going to get to the end of this. This is something I want deeply in my heart of hearts, in my soul. We do have a couple of mods. Mods will be linked in the description. There is one in particular that is important at the moment. You're going to see what that is in just a second. In the eons since the... Wait, do we need a... I mean, eons. In the eons since the first primitive Slyth communities took shape on the snowfields and ice caves of Oxenak, our civilization has spread and prospered. Technological progress has been swift, but as our numbers grew, the civilian population became increasingly restless. With our world on the brink of anarchy, the military stepped in to restore the rule of law. A new order was established to safeguard our nation from all threats, both external and internal. Now, after the successful creation of several experimental subspace fields, the finest minds of the Slyth Star Imperium have finished development of the first warp drives. The stars themselves are finally within our grasp. Oh yeah, baby. Let's do it. Okay, so this is a mod that allows us to actually choose the name and appearance of our starting subservient race, which is beautiful. You know, I wouldn't have minded if we got something random, because that kind of adds to the emergent storytelling gameplay sort of thing as well. But there's something specific though, a specific I want to get going here, and a certain theme and imagery I want to like impress upon you. We're actually just gonna go with humanoids. So we're a tiny lizard-like thing, and I'm thinking like maybe knee height, maximum hip height, right? For your average human. You know what? Just for me, just so you understand, I'm 6'7", I think. Sorry, 5'7". 6. Where'd I get 6 from? I'm 5'7", so like 5'7"-ish knee to hip height is the height of the Slyth, right? So they're kind of small and adorable, but they'll fuck you up. Maybe even they got something weird going on like Venom, or I don't know. So we'll select that. The Panuri, the Drool, Fernan, Just Khan, the Kataknor, Augie, no, Fati, I don't like this. Ugalak, no, we'll go Urgalak? The Garlak, maybe. No. We'll get there. Quipulci, Oklar. The Oklar. Oklari? We'll figure... Regarian. Yeah, that's okay. The Regarians are a form of human that are subservient to us, and we have enslaved. So one thing I want to sort out straight off the bat is I want to make sure that on our home planet, at least, no Slyth is enslaved, right? So, I think the way we've got it now with a caste system by default, which we can turn off if we want, but with the caste system as it is, we've got Slyth working in mines and farms are enslaved. So if we move those Slyth elsewhere, we should be fine. So Slyth are allowed to work, they're allowed to work in power plants. And otherwise we'll put the Regaran Rigarian? Yeah. Put the Rigarian in their place, so to speak. And that'll be alright for now. We just got to keep on top of that. You know, at some point, I think once we get a couple of worlds, and rather once we have a lot more Rigarian, then we can straight up go, alright, all Slyth, no caste system, full citizenship rights, you know? So let's get started with the research. We've got blue lasers, which I'm going to do straight off the bat. Assist research could also be good. So what I want to do here is not necessarily have a huge empire and not win by brute force or numbers rather, but I'd like to win through superior technology if at all possible. So that, no, we're going to go with blue lasers. So, you know, better weapons instead of just more weapons would be my preference. Naval capacity, biolab, hydroponic farm. Let's go for... No, let's not go for naval capacity just yet because that contradicts what I just said. So we'll go with the farms and we'll do powered exoskeletons to begin with. I think it'll help us get minerals quicker. What do we got here? We've got an unstaffed mine, which is fine. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Alright, so let's have a look at our system here. Oxenac is the closest planet to the star, which is Oxenac-Aru, and it's ringed. I love it. God, look at that though. Listen. Let me just give you a little dank sort of bit of meta here. Oh yeah. What do you know about that? What do you know about that? That's what I'm talking about. That's Control F9 to turn off the HUD. Pro tip by the way, if you're going to do that for the sake of like getting screenshots or little bits of footage or something cinematic, press escape first so you can actually move the cursor off the screen, assuming you're playing windowed, which I am at the moment. Okay, so let's get shit started. So first thing we want to do is survey our own system, and we're going to get ready to start building mines and whatnot. But for the moment, you know, this is something I don't usually do, but I watched just like one episode of a Let's Play today to sort of see if there's something the quote-unquote pros do that I don't do. And one thing I did notice was scouting out a little bit early game with your first fleet. You know, I don't see it doing a hell of a lot of good, but hey, it's something for the fleet to do, right? Instead of just sitting around doing nothing. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Spaceport action. Nothing yet there. Do we want to build... You know what? Straight off the bat, we're going to need another science ship, I think. What else? There's a Slyth working in a mine, and I don't like that. And that should fix us up right there. So, my plan here, Apprentice... What is this? Apprentice Ilmas is the new heir to our empire, and will take the throne when our current ruler dies. Oh, baby. Okay, so let's look at our current ruler. We got warlike, weapons damage, and army damage. That's pretty good. Edict cost, minus 20%, and edict duration, plus 25%. That's fantastic. Apprentice Ilmas is into science there, with explorer, or, you know, specifically exploration, I suppose, and fortification. That's very interesting. That is very interesting indeed. Alright, okay. Let's speed shit up just a scooch. Okay, we got the new science ship. Let's give it a guy. Let's give it a cool guy here. Experience gain. So it's all just the same. Everyone is the same. Everyone's the same. A Monarch Taurus. Okay, excellent. Splendid. So we're also going to name things after you guys, but we're going to prioritize the patrons, of course, because that's part of the whole patron goal thing. Are we going to name anyone yet? Well, we've got I think, do we have to explore the system first? No, we don't. No, we don't. Look, we might do it towards the end of the episode so we don't get bogged down here. I'm going to try my best to remember. And if not, I'll do it between episodes. But make no mistake, people are going to get names. It's going to be beautiful. Science ship. Let's do this. So, the SSI Yal Imakun? Yal Imakun. I don't know. Maybe that's going to get a subscriber name. Some of these names, though. Listen, this guy's got to prioritize, you know, searching our owned space here, which is fine. So straight off the bat, you know, we've got the ability to build some mineral mines here, which is a fine endeavor. Make no mistake. My only concern is I think I would prefer to start off with energy if we have any in the system. I would prefer that. Just because it's usually the first thing to go. I'm usually really good with minerals, but energy is usually a little bit tricky. Okay, atmospheric readings from Vorsham 3A do not match simulated projections. That's very interesting. Can we change the side? No, it's all the same shit. Okay. Alright, I guess we'll do it. I'm still a little bit unsure as to, you know, what the what you should prioritize in terms of research projects, in terms of anomalies. I've played around with the concept of having one science ship devoted to doing, you know, all the anomalies, which is something, you know, I might still do so that it doesn't slow down our exploration. Another thing that I've done in the past is kind of go out in tendrils, and that's something I want to avoid. I want to sort of go out in a spiral fashion so that we get, you know, the most area around our sort of sphere of influence here discoverable. Like, if we find a habitable planet over here, it's almost pointless when you've got one here and you just missed the system. Like, I've done that before. It's like like an hour into the game, and there's a habitable planet here just hiding because I forgot to. I just missed it. Like, I didn't see it. You know. So we're gonna make a concerted effort to sort of scoop everything up here. We haven't found anything to shoot down, so let's just sort of keep going. Is this just having a ship in the system? Does that maybe also give us a sort of indication that we might have a habitable planet nearby? Possibly. Okay, we have encountered some form of alien vessels in the Oxenac Aru system. These strange objects have been flagged as Alpha Menace until we can learn more about them. We should proceed with caution. Yes. So let's go check these guys out. Oxenac is in an uproar following the news of unidentified ships sighted in the void. Their intentions unknown. It would be prudent to assume the worst. Always assume the worst. Okay, where is this guy? Over here? Can we investigate this? Who's gonna do it? Hang on, we'll get there in a second. Research. Immense ragged plains of shadow drift across Vorsham 3A. 3A's face, even. They are cast not by clouds, but by sheets of organic material drifting through the upper layers of the atmosphere, hinged, or rather jointed, to allow for a small degree of articulation. Science Officer Monarch Tauros is as yet unwilling to say whether these things are flora or fauna, or what possible purpose, if any, these elaborate shadow castings might serve. Listen, learn to read, buddy. I will. I promise I will. Fully surveyed. It's fine. So, society is it Merktong? Is he the guy that's always doing that? That might be the case. But I'd like to... I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but I feel like getting to know our neighbors is probably an advantage. Okay. Let's continue on around here. Again, spiral actions. It may not be efficient, but look, that's all I'm going to say to that. It may not be efficient. But we're going to do it anyway. Okay, so let's go for energy first. First thing I want to do. And then we'll see how we go after that. So just sort of searching everything else we got in here. It's fine. How are you going up there? Do we have like a bar for it or something? Or maybe it's in situation log. We got 6 months on that. So, alright. That's pretty good. This is fine. Do we still have unemployment? Not a single Slyth is enslaved. I am happy. I am happy with that. So for those of you wondering why I might... why I'm not just saying all Slyth have full citizenship without a caste system from the get-go, the reason is it's easier like this, right? So for roleplay reasons, I don't want any Slyth working in mines or farms, right? Because that's beneath them. For those of you who are new to the channel, haven't seen any of my videos, don't know what I'm about yet, this is what I'm about. It's you know, we're not going like full in character roleplay sort of stuff, but we're very much keeping role playing in mind, and we've got, you know, set characters and stories and backstories and shit. So, you know, the Slyth are essentially, whenever we say, I don't really know what they do here, we go, what will the Sith do? More or less, right? That sort of thing. And listen, so I don't know if this would even work. Maybe it won't, maybe it will. But I would like to have just like the important jobs, just like the administrative building and shit like that. On every planet we colonize, we have like Slyth there. So there's actually less Slyth than our enslaved races, but they're the overlords. And then we spread our humans, our whatever they're called, our Regirans, you know, across the galaxy as just mining and shit. It's beautiful. Okay, so while we're waiting for all the... No one's unemployed now, it's fine. So who has leveled up? Von Vis has leveled up, who is one of our exploration scientists. While that's sort of simmering over, we can't look at the expansion planner, because we haven't surveyed these systems yet, but we will get there. We will get there, make no mistake. Okay, we've completed construction there. We haven't got anywhere else to build power. Let's check the surface. Let's look into clearing some of this shit. That would be ideal. I would like to clear... We'll get to that in a second. I would like to clear the sprawling slums and move this guy into it. So let's do that. Let's unpause. Our first stumbling steps into the void beyond Oxenac were not motivated solely by curiosity or a desire to conquer the unknown, or a need to leave our mark on the galaxy, though we will. The biosphere of Oxenac has undergone rapid changes in the past few centuries, and prominent scientists warn that Oxenac may be faced with the beginnings of a mass extinction event. No! I don't want that. Holy shit. Okay. That cyclical purging of life that is inseparable from planetary existence in the greater cosmos. Separable from planetary, there you go. A research plan has been put together to study a number of planets rendered uninhabitable by major astronomical incidents or planet-bound catastrophes. We hope that by reconstructing these events, a similar fate may be avoided for Oxenac and the Slyth race. It falls to you as Imperator of the Slyth Star Imperium to ensure that this expedition is carried out. Consult the situation log for details. Holy shit. For a Slyth future, I don't think I've ever actually seen that. I don't know if that's the result of one of the DLCs or what. The spaceborne life forms which the Slyth head of society research has come to refer to as Tiyanki. It's a terrible name. Are docile creatures capable of accessing some lower dimension of subspace. They roam from system to system with remarkable ease. They graze on gases common to the upper layers of many gas giants. It is highly unlikely, to say the least, that this is their only food source, but intake of other nutrients has yet to be observed. They will rarely, if ever, attack, even when provoked. They can safely be ignored. Okay, then we will ignore them. Let them eat gas. It's fine. Okay. Situation log. Mass extinction. Broken planet. What do we have to do? Burned planet? How much time do we have? Is it not time limited or something? Stop tracking? I mean... Or is it frozen wasteland? Are these planets we already have? You know, within our sphere of influence, or what? Listen, I will get to that. Hopefully, I'll figure something out. But for the time being, you know, we haven't got anything else to build in terms of, you know, energy producing structures. So we'll move over to mineral mines. No problem with that at all. How are we going here? Almost moving on to the next system. That'll be good. That'll be good. We've got 2 Arctic worlds, 13 and 18 in size, as opposed to our 16 square world here. Okay, so which one's bigger? I think it's Rixum is bigger. Okay. What do we got here? We now know without a doubt the thriving biosphere is not something unique to Oxenac. Both the scientific community and the public at large are eager to learn more about the various forms of alien life found throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalogue the life forms we encounter are already underway, but our xenobiologists have urged us to focus our planetary survey efforts on habitable, life-bearing worlds. No. I'd rather the influence. We haven't got time for this shit. You know, we're only after a greater understanding of the galaxy and better research and new technologies if it allows us to destroy and subjugate other races. Look, we're not out for destruction, but if they don't toe the line, we have to do it. You think I want to be like this? I was once a Jedi like you. But then the universe changed me. I became a bitter, twisted old man. Okay. Cool, so we'll be able to build a power plant there. If only there was a... Let's see, what did they write? Living standards, basic citizenship, slaves. Yep. Yep. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. Alright, it's fine. I was just thinking, it'd be good if there was a way you could say, like, prioritize growth of, like, this particular guy or whatnot. But it's fine. Whatever ends up there, it'll be fine. We'll adapt to it. It's not a problem. Okay. We have encountered some form of alien vessels in the Heian system. These strange objects have been flagged as Beta Menace until we can learn more about them. We should proceed with caution. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't do that at all. So hang on. Heian, was it? I'd like to check... the surface of this asteroid is littered with metallic debris. Most of it appears to originate from starships and many different designs. Where is this? Alright, look, let's just do it. It's fine. How are we going here? Can we have a look at what they're about? Who are they? Okay, so they are indeed... They're like a plant race or something? Beta Menace. Maybe let's... I don't know. Do we leave them alone for now? Because I don't want to necessarily hijack my research every time we come across something, because then we'll never get anything done, right? It's fine. It's fine. Okay, let's speed shit up. Well, we need 60 for another power plant. It's a beautiful thing. We're getting there. Slowly, slowly. We'll get there. That asteroid was evidently used as a junkyard by someone at some point in the distant past. All manner of discarded machinery and metallic refuse has been deposited inside the asteroid's weak gravity well, being slowly pulled into the jumble of debris that now covers the surface. There is nothing of particular value to be found here, but a lot of the metal could be salvaged by a mining station. Cool, so we get +3 mineral? But that's somewhere specific, is it? Down here, is that what we're looking at? Yeah, something like that. Was that it? Something like that. Cool. Excellent. Look, I like that. I like that very much. So, for the moment, you know what? I think we can start to focus a little bit more on minerals just for the moment, just so we can kickstart our economy. But after that, we really need to focus on energy, because I never build enough. I know this about me, about myself. I never build enough, and then we get into trouble. Okay, we've received a transmission from the Lozavata mercantile, or mercantile if you will, guilds. They appear to have successfully translated our language. Diplomatic channels are now open, and all hostilities between us have ceased for the moment. Okay, whoa, holy Christ. Look at this thing. Mega corporation. Excellent. Okay, egalitarian and fanatic materialist. What would this thing sound like?
Greetings. I speak for Chief Executive Officer Stock of Kaki and the wealthy elite of the Lozavata Mercantile Guilds. We are always looking for new trading partners, and hopefully we can come to some sort of accommodation that will benefit the commerce of both our nations.
Your kind will not threaten our Imperator. Keep out of our way, or we will make you. I like it. We will achieve unity to stand our way. We'll embrace the greater good eventually. Your kind will not threaten our Imperator. Let's do it. The news that we have encountered intelligent alien life for the first time has shaken our society to the core. Leaked footage of these bizarre creatures is spreading across media outlets across the Slyth Star Imperium, and many citizens have been gripped by panic. Rioting has been reported in several cities on Oxenac. The strange Xenos appear to have achieved a level of technology similar to our own, and they are clearly spacefaring. Whether they regard our great species with fear, hatred, or cold indifference is anyone's guess. We should assume the worst, I agree. Okay, so where the shit are they? Down here? That's fine, they can stay on the outskirts, I don't give a shit. So they're egalitarian and materialist faction influence. So they don't like... Okay, they don't like new contact, that's fine. They don't like our slavery policy, but not like... It's not a big deal. They don't like that we're xenophobes and we're tyrants. But maybe, just maybe they're receptive. Maybe at some point soon we can demand that they become a vassal or something. Listen, they need to like us a hell of a lot more than that though. We'll figure something out. Impressive structures litter Silage 3's surface, practically begging for some archaeological work. Fine, let's do it. I want to know. And just any opportunity, we need to find a primitive species, because they're the easiest, right, to bring into the fold, to bring into our empire and enslave. Surface, how are we going here? It's getting there, it's fine. Construction, let's build a thing. Let's build a mine here. Is that what we want to do? That's a habitable world though. How would that work? Let's build it over here. Excellent. Okay, so this has been, you know, surveyed and whatnot. It's kind of shitty. It wouldn't be my first choice, but it's there. It's a choice, and I appreciate that. Can we, like, send our fleet around here or something and just, like, scope out their situation a little bit? Okay. Okay. See how we go. Excellent. Excellent. So, we're going to wrap up the episode here. I'm going to keep it short. You know, we'll see how we go in terms of, you know, your attention span for this sort of thing. But we need to do some naming. It's just the way of the world. Okay. So, who's getting named? Gertab, that's a terrible name for a system. I'm telling you right now. So that's going to be... Come on, dude. Get out of here. That's going to be... Let me just scooch over here. Can I highlight it? No, I'm going to have to... Listen. Mark 1 eyeball. It'll be fine. Bartazek? Is that correctly spelt? The Bartazek system. Thank you very much for your pledge. Your support is most appreciated. You now have a system. Zeta Reticuli, I kind of like that. The Vorsham system. This is a nightmare to pronounce up here, so that's getting named for sure. Can we do it? Or it's not quite in our sort of sphere of influence yet, but we'll get there. Don't you worry about that. Siluj 3 is uninhabited and indeed uninhabitable, but not unvisited. Its surface is littered with tall cenotaphs carved with some mineral not native to the planet, evidently placed here by some artistically inclined spacefaring race. The monolith's flowing lines deftly chart a history so fantastical it must surely be fictional. Surely. But maybe it's not. Listen, the fact that I'm slurring my words clearly indicates that I need to stop the episode here. So last thing I'm going to say is thank you guys very much for watching, and a special thanks to Chelsea and Adam for their generous $10 pledges on Patreon. You've made this video possible. You know what I mean, more or less. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. Taste the game, be excellent to each other, and I'll see you next time. Roleplay Gamer, out.